Hello, welcome to the day two of the first week. And today we're going to talk about becoming aware of something. So, in the Mindful Tracker 7-step document, we have the second step, which is becoming aware of something. And what that really means is becoming intimate with what it is that you're becoming aware of. So I want to share a little exercise that you can do to kind of specify what I mean by becoming intimate with what you're observing. And since we'll just do it with our hand, okay? So what I want you to do is just really take a good close look at your hand, and I'll lead you through 5 things to pay attention to while we're looking at the hand. And you can do this with anything, and it's a great way to kind of get out of thinking about what you're doing. So, first, I want you to just focus on all the lines on your hand, or follow one line, and just look at the lines and let your eyes become absorbed in the lines on your hand. And I'm going to do this kind of quick. You could really hang out with each of these for a little while. And the second one is I want you to start to look at the shapes that are created when you connect a bunch of lines together. You might see different shapes. Don't worry about labeling. Just see how shapes are created. And the next one is really look at the texture of your palm. And you can kind of tilt it at some different angles and just focus on texture. It's not completely flat. The next thing is focus on the value of your hand, and the value is kind of an artistic term to kind of change the lighting across your hand, and you can kind of see when you look at it some ways it's a little shinier or duller depending on how the light's reflecting off of it. So you can play with value. And the last one is the colors that are there. And now you can play with all of those all together, and you can go further away from your hand or get really, really close to it and spend some time observing different things throughout your day for just a few moments at a time, a few minutes at a time, and just get into it at that level of detail. And the most important thing this is also bringing up is in order for that type of quality of receptivity to open up is we really have to understand something about self-concern that gets in the way of allowing that type of awareness to move freely. So this exercise is also teaching us a lot about our inner process, our inner dialogue, our ability to be present with something and notice the thought process that's coming up in conjunction with just becoming aware and steadily observing something. Now, the most important thing is don't be concerned about trying to control your awareness through this. Let it, excuse me, let it play and just wander to where it wants to go. We're not trying to latch on to any one thing. I've given you some loose structure to work with. Basically, remember it's line, the shape, the texture, the value, and the color. And those are kind of the loose framework to kind of look at anything that you're observing. And so those are loose control, but you're not trying to control the awareness. You're really allowing your visual process to just take over with what it is you're observing through those lenses. The other important thing to mention is you can do this with other senses. So it's not just eyesight, your hearing, your sense of smell, even with taste and feeling things. So just have fun with that today, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Have a great day. Thanks.